Imagine a world where prolific third-gen Toyota Tacoma modder MESOJDM decides to test his skills on the second-gen Tacoma. Excuse me. I'm Batman.
What? We're live? Oh, sorry about that, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a fantastic today. So, no, I am not joking. MESOJDM, who, if you have never heard of him, I don't know where you've been living, because he is a fantastic modder, as the intro suggests, primarily with third-gen Tacomas, because that's what he drives. He has an awesome template to work with and design all of his stuff, and I think he does it all with like a 3D printer. Technology that's way over my head. So, thankfully he is. It does look like he's starting to get to some second-gen stuff, and I was lucky enough to be one of the testers for... What we have here is an awesome LED dome light replacement and map light replacements. I have already installed one of the map lights, which I will show you in just a second, but both of these are super high quality. Like I mentioned before, I think he does have one of those 3D printers either at home or at work, because I know those things are super expensive, but I just wanted to share the quality of this. So the color, first of all, is awesome. It looks like it blends in perfectly with the factory, I don't know, whatever you call this, grayish for the like the headliner and all the plastic on the ceiling of your Tacoma. When you flip it over, this is the kind of stuff I love on mods like this. Oh, that one's upside down. So when you flip it over, look, the attention to detail. He's got his, let me zoom in right here. Hopefully you can see that, it's coming up. He's got his logo right there, Meso, or Miso from Full Metal Jacket. I'm not really sure which one it is. And then up here again, you can see it right there, and Ultimate Dome 2nd Gen. Once I get these installed, I will come back tonight, you know, so it's dark, and show you guys the lighting in full effect. The set he sent me to test, these are actually just red LEDs. I believe he's also going to be coming out with white LED color as well, and possibly a few more options. I'm not really sure yet. I don't have an actual link to give you guys if you are interested in these, because MESOJDM on Tacoma World, at least, it looks like he has a separate thread for all of his mods. So if you just go under a username search, that's the easiest way to find something specific. So you just type MESOJDM. I will put his name right down below so you can search that and find all kinds of stuff. Like I mentioned, tons of wicked mods for third-gen Tacomas, mostly dealing with lighting, and hopefully it's going to start to trickle down to some second-gen mods as well. And the best part about this one in particular, for these two lighting mods, all you really need to install it is a flathead screwdriver. I suppose you might be able to use your fingernails, but mine are a little short, so yeah, just stick with a flathead screwdriver for install. And the install is so easy, we're going to see if I can actually do it one-handed and hold the GoPro in the other one. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with the dome light here. So here's the one I have. I do have it replaced with a nice bright LED. Not sure how that's going to come up on camera, but I was pleasantly pleased with the output from that one. But the Meso one is just completely amazing. To remove this, all you need, take your flathead screwdriver. There is a small groove right there. Again, I'm trying to do this one-handed, so it might be a little weird. You just pop that in there and the whole thing starts to come down. Once you get it just a little loose right there, then you should be able to pull it down. It'll pop free, and on the right side over here you have this sort of securing it through that plastic piece right there. Just sort of squeeze that together and sort of pivot like Ross on Friends, and that whole thing will come out. So there you can see is my, I think it's called a festoon LED. It was super bright, pretty cool looking. Easiest way to get that out is just to take one side and sort of pop it down until you have something to grab, since the edges are sort of rounded right there. Alright, halfway done. And for the install on mine, you can see there is a red wire and a black wire. The red wire will go on the left side of the attachment up there, and the black will go on the right. If for some reason you have them switched like this, the light will not work, so just pull it out, rotate it 180 degrees, and reinsert. You can see, just pop it in, make sure it goes in there nice and even, not to pinch the wire. And at this point, go ahead and turn the light on just to make sure it's working. You can see I mentioned these are red, and It's definitely not coming up on camera how bright they are. They are wickedly red. I'm just sort of tucking the wires under there nice and neat so they're not going to pinch. Make sure you have the open tab right there for the slide facing the front of the truck. Take the tab over there and just slide it in on the passenger side first, and then it should pop right in. Much easier to do if you're using two hands, but I'm trying to be difficult. Once more with feeling. I think I actually got it. All right, so just make sure everything's pushed in as far as it'll go. You can see how nice and flush it is, and that color I mentioned blends in perfectly with the surrounding plastic. Looks like it came just from the factory. And then again, just to make sure nothing came loose, go ahead and turn the lights on to make sure they work. And for the front, I did mention I do have the passenger side installed already. Just wanted to go ahead and give you a quick comparison. Again, this is during the day. So first step, to remove this plastic cover, there aren't really any grooves you can see, but there is small gaps right here in between the plastic and the cover. So take your flathead screwdriver and just sort of just be careful on this so you don't scratch the surrounding plastic. Just sort of pop it in there and it should pop down relatively easy. You can see barely any pressure at all. Once you get that, you should be able to just pull the whole thing down and it comes loose. Now, one quick thing to point out on mine, I did replace mine with an LED bulb. You can see right here, if you have not touched these at all and still have the factory bulbs in here, you will have, I believe it's a chrome or super shiny metallic plastic piece that's like almost like a dome that surrounds the halogen bulb, I assume, just to make more reflective light coming down. I didn't need that for my LED and it felt like it was in the way anyway, so I already removed that. So you may still have that piece here, and MESOJDM was honest. He said he wasn't sure if his lights would work with that plastic chrome piece. So if you have it, you may need to remove that. So just be aware of that, but I do not have it in my case, so just pull out the factory bulb. And you can see for his unit, again, it's a black and a red wire. I can't remember which one goes where, so I'm going to start with the black wire facing the rear of the vehicle and see if that works. So you just install that just like a bulb and give it a push to see if that works. Nope. So pull it out. Looks like the red goes towards the front of the vehicle. Rotate it 180 degrees and back in the slot. And there you go. And this part's probably going to be the most difficult, trying to one-handed. The install is easy if you're using two hands, but again, just make sure the wire's tucked in there securely so it's not going to rub anything or get pinched, which I am failing at miserably right now. You can see all the little tab grab arms there on the side. To get it spaced evenly so it looks factory like you can see on my passenger side, I started right there. Just get both the rear ones in first, and you may have to do this a few times. Get those pressed in and then press the front ones in, and you just might have to sort of play with the spacing until you get it all centered out. And here you go for the finished product. Okay everyone, like I mentioned before, these are not quite ready for sale yet. It should be just a little bit, so I will see if there is a thread available already and I will link to that below. If not, like I mentioned earlier, just just search MESOJDM on Tacoma World and you can see all the other kinds of mods he does if you haven't heard of him. Super cool guy, super creative, top quality product, so please check his stuff out. I do have another MESOJDM mod that deserves its own video, so I'll be doing that probably next week. I will be at the Atlanta Takeover this weekend, so if you are in the area, I'd love to see any viewers, so please stop on by for that. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.